guys, it's Alice, and today I'm going to show you the books I got in November. We're gonna start with some poetry, and the first thing I've got is technically not a book, I guess. It's a zine, and it's Doom Rolled in Glitter by LEENA Norms. LEENA Norms is, I guess, a booktuber, although she makes a lot of other videos as well, and she is also a poet. And I've been following her YouTube channel for years, and also her Instagram, and when the Notre Dame was burning, she wrote this amazing poem that she put up on her Instagram, and I love that poem. Like, it's in my top 10 favorite poems of all time. And I even have it like saved in my phone and I reread it all the time. So I obviously had to get this. I'm pretty sure that poem is actually in here as well. And it's beautiful and it has some illustrations throughout that match the cover, and I don't know, I just think this is fantastic and I'm really happy that I have one. Another poetry collection I picked up is this, Poems to Live Your Life By, chosen and illustrated by Chris Riddell. This is a collection of poems about all kinds of things, and I don't think this author has written any of them, but he has illustrated this whole book, which is amazing. And I feel like I've gotten out of the habit of reading poetry and I really want to get back into it, and I thought that this would be a good one to read. Then I've got two books in Norwegian, and the first one is Heksen by Camilla Lackberg. I got this as a gift actually, and it's one of the books in the Fjellbacka series, which the first book is The Ice Princess, which I got last month I think, or the month before, that I still need to read. I don't know where in the series this is, but it's a crime novel, and it's about, I think, these two children who disappear like 30 years apart, but they're found in the exact same manner, which is obviously suspicious. This translates to The Witch, by the way. I also got Isen by Jon Kåre Råke. This is a thriller, and the reason I was interested in this is that this author was a part of writing two Norwegian disaster movies that I really like, so I thought this might be good as well. The story is about this research team at the North Pole, I think? Yeah, the North Pole. And they're researching some climate stuff, and then one night they see a distress flare from a Chinese camp not too far away, and when they go over, what they find is a nightmare. Next, I got a book I've been eyeing for a while, and it is The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. This is set in an isolated college town in the hills of Southern California, where this sleeping sickness breaks out and causes people to fall asleep and not wake back up again. But they have a lot of brain activity, like unusual brain activity, meaning they probably are dreaming, and it's kind of crazy. And I don't know, there's something about the premise of this that I can't get out of my head. This has gotten kind of mixed reviews, which is why I didn't get it right away, but I just keep thinking about this book and I think I just have to read it to see what it's like. Then we have got a bunch of like magical, witchy books, because I just got it into my head that I wanted to read more of those, so I got some. And the first one is, of course, Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This is a magical realism novel about these sisters who are witches, and their family is, I think, notorious for being witches, and because of that, people in their town shy away from them. And I think the story is just about what happens to these sisters, and a lot of people love this book so much that I just really want to read it. I also picked up The Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw. I'm pretty sure this is like magical realism YA, and it's set in this town where 2 centuries before, 3 sisters were sentenced to death for witchery, and each summer they come back to seek revenge, which sounds pretty sinister but also kind of cool. The last 3 books I got are all short story collections, and we're keeping with the witchy theme here with Toil and Trouble, edited by Jessica Spotswood and Tess Sharp. This contains 15 stories by 15 different authors, and they all deal with witches as far as I'm aware, and apparently this collection is supposed to be quite diverse in the way that it portrays characters, which is always good. And I do think that this sort of leans more YA than adult. Second to last, we have got the very beautiful The Virago Book of Witches, edited by Shahrukh Hussain. This is a collection about, you guessed it, witches. But what intrigued me about this, besides the absolutely beautiful design of the book, this is supposed to have stories from all over the world, and it has like all kinds of different female magical creatures, which I love. And I love reading sort of folklore from all over the world. At the very end, we have got a fairy tale collection, and it is Fierce Fairy Tales and Other Stories to Stir Your Soul by Nikita Gill. I think this is like a fairy tale retelling thing. I'm pretty sure this author has rewritten some old fairy tales in a more modern way, which is very exciting. I feel like it's been so long since I've read any fairy tales, and I really love reading them, so I'm excited to read this. And I think this is like a mix between short stories and poetry. Okay guys, those are all the books that I had to show you today. Let me know if you've read any of these or if you want to, and I will see you soon. Bye!